What's going on, guys? We've got Tim Lincoln here. Took first place last week with the boy, Blue Baby. All right, let's get into the deck, Tim. So, Blue Baby, tell us what it does, because I feel like we haven't seen many lists for this.
It just basically you put brainwash cards under the field, and then you can use them from under the field. That's it.
That's
That's
whole
it,
thing.
really. Yeah, that's the
Whole
whole
shtick.
gimmick. That's how it early awakens as well.
Yep.
If you've got, I think it's 5 under there.
Which is very easy to get in
yeah.
this deck as well, right?
4, only 4 actually. Yeah, very easy to get. You can do it turn 2.
Yep.
Every game.
Yeah.
Unless you're really unlucky and you don't open with any. Obviously, field starts out like in play, so the list is at 50 cards, so only 49 in the deck. So
Perfect.
Super
Perfect.
consistent.
Exactly what you want.
Yeah, so basically it's got an activate main on here that you can put like a brainwash card under it to draw a card, like a once per turn. So you're filtering every turn.
Yep.
And then it's also got an effect when you play, when you're on your awakened side and you play a baby card, your field will then play a 10k or less brainwash card from under it, and they all have certain. So they all play like 15 or 20k bodies as well. And then you can, of course, on your awakened side and your Z awakened leader, you've got Overlord, so you're drawing from that as well.
Perfect.
Your front side here, when you attack, you can tuck a brainwash under and draw 2. So you're drawing a lot of cards, you're tucking a lot of cards.
Yeah, and it's a lot of aggression, I feel like.
It's a lot of
in this deck.
aggression, yeah. Like on your turn 2, pretty much 2 onwards, to be honest. Like on turn 2, you're consistently playing like 2 20k bodies, and turn 3 onwards, that's when you start playing your big guys. So that's the front side there. Just draw, like put a card under there, brainwash under there, draw 2. When you've got 4 or less life, or you've got 4 cards under here, untap 1, draw 1, and flip. This is when you get your Overlord, and this is when you start playing your baby cards to trigger this effect, because it only works when your leader is 15k or more.
Yeah.
So only on this side. It also has an effect here. So when you attack on this side, you can grab a card from your opponent's drop and tuck it under here. So you're also denying like Brienne's draw 8s if they're not smart with it.
Yep.
Or you can look at the top. I think it's 5 cards for a brainwash and put it under the field.
Yeah, perfect. Even Coits, so you can get rid of their Coits.
Grab Coits, yeah, if it's your first kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it's also got an activate main on this side where you can add up to 1 life to your hand and then buff one of your brainwash cards 5k.
Yeah.
So it's an up 2, so you can just keep doing it. But when I first started playing, I thought you had to take a life, so I kept forgetting to do it. But just a 5k buff.
Yeah,
It's nice.
why not? Why not?
But yeah, we'll get into the deck. So I'll just start with the brainwash cards that I play. So I'm playing 4 Buller. I'll just lay them all out, and then I'll explain what they do. 4 Trunks, 4 of the Gohan promo.
Yeah, which is MVP, right?
Yeah,
You said.
3 Goten, and then 2 of the Gohans.
Yep.
When the Buller is under your field on your opponent's turn, you can combo with it from under your field to limit 1. The Trunks, when you have a baby card in play on your side of the field, it's reduced by 2, and you can use it a limit 1 on your opponent's turn, so it's like a negate that can kind of come out of nowhere.
Yep.
If your opponent thinks you don't have any, you can just then, use that and stop like a big attack. But most people, like once they've played against this deck, they know these are the only 2 cards that really play on your opponent's turn from under the field.
Yeah.
This guy, it's nice just to play from under the field as a 20k attacker, or you can actually pay 1 for it when your opponent has 2 more energy. It's a double striker, 20k.
Yeah. Very, very nice.
Yeah, this one here, you can either just play it with its skills negated as a 15, or you can actually, when it enters the field, it bottom decks one of your opponent's cards. I think it's equal or greater than their energy, and you bottom deck it. So you can either just play that for 1, or the big baby ape can actually play this card without its skills negated, so you can do it that way. This one here, I play that off the big baby ape as well, and that's just like a 25k attack. So
Yeah.
it's just a big attack. I've never used it as a counter
Yeah.
in this deck, but I find this is like a good amount of brainwash cards. Like it's enough. Like
You see it enough, and you
Yeah.
get the aggression going.
There's another one. I think it's a Bulma that just draws a card on play, and then you can obviously overlord it. So that's just a way to draw cards, but I don't play that one because it plays itself in rest mode. So it's just kind of
Doesn't
weird.
feel as good.
But yeah, that's the brainwash card. So that's just, you want to start with maybe a couple of those just so you can early awaken.
So that's kind of the engine of the deck, I guess, right? Which isn't really that many cards when you think about it.
Nah, it's not.
That's not a huge engine,
You
which
do
is really
need
nice.
like Vegeta
GTs
as well. So there's 2 1-drops. I only play this one. So that's just another card just to look at your top. I think this is the top 5 search of this one. The other one's just a draw card. So play that. A lot of your effects require you to put like a Vegeta GT under one of your baby cards. So that's one of them.
Yep. And the other one surely is
the other one's a super combo. I'll just get that out now.
Which is perfect. That's like the best thing, right?
Yeah. So you got the 4 super combos as well.
Yep.
You get to your 4 life really easily in this deck as well, because on your awakened side you can just take a life.
Yeah, and that's just like the perfect super combo for this deck.
Yeah.
Has more uses than just being a super combo, which is great.
This guy here, so that's your turn 2 play. It's also a Vegeta GT as well. So on your awakened side, you play it for 1. You search your deck for 2 Brainwash and put them under your field. But you do need a Z card in play, which we'll get to later, in order to play it for 1. When this guy enters play, he then plays, because he's a baby card and you'll be awakened at that point, he then plays a card from under your field. So he's a 20k and then he brings out a 10k being 20, so lots of pressure.
So that's how you kind of flood the board as well.
It's got another effect that sometimes comes up where you can just bottom deck one of your opponent's unisons, like specified cost of 2 or less. It's when you basically use Overlord and he's in your drop, you can pay 1. And you can just get rid of a unison. So that's only really come up once because not too many people are playing unisons at the moment, at our locals that is. This is kind of like my, I suppose you say, boss monster lineup here. So
very strong.
Yeah, so this guy here, your opponent has to have 3 energy in order for you to actually play it for 2. You have to put a Vegeta GT from your drop under him in order to play it as well. So that's why you need to make sure you've got like one of these in your drop.
Yeah.
When he's played, I
was going to say, do you feel like there's a good ratio for Vegeta GTs for those cards?
Yeah. Like I didn't actually know when I first played it this guy was a Vegeta GT. I just assumed he was just a baby. But now knowing that you've got 12, so that's
more than enough.
Yeah, that's plenty. And you'll normally just like combo this guy off early and then use it as a Z cost, and then you've got one in your drop anyway. So when this guy's played, he plays 2 Brainwash from under the field without their skills negated, and they don't have to be like a certain power level, so you can play with anything you want. So I basically always play, depending on the situation, like I'll play I've lost it now. This guy, just because it doesn't have that restriction.
That's 25.
And then the only other one that really matters with its skills not being negated would be this one. And then you just bottom deck a card on board. So these 2 here. And then he would also trigger the effect of the field, which plays like a 10k or less, and you just play any of the other ones. Usually this one here. You attack with one of them, and then you overlord it. So
you can get 4 threats for 2 energy.
Yeah, so
pretty
it's
good.
Really, really powerful. This guy's obviously, he draws a card on play, he clears the board. Like, this is just a good addition. Like, I wasn't playing it at first. I was actually playing more defensive Revenge Big Bang, but I think you play it just in case like you need to remove board, because that's the thing this deck doesn't do.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it's gone to the counters pretty much. So you've got your 4 defending friends. I tend to sit on the 1 cost Z card this deck plays because it's got barrier, and this guy's live from like turn 2 onwards. 4 D-Mage. You play the 4 just because you do have things you can do on your opponent's turn as well. 3 beans. This card is a kind of a new addition. I was playing Absolute Release Ball, but this card's just way better. You just have to have a Z battle card in play, and then you can use this to counterplay something 3 or less from entering play. You can use it effectively for free just by bottom decking a card from your hand as well. So one of my matchups was against like an Android 21 ramp deck. They went to play their Energy Amplification 16. I just counterplayed it, and I was just ahead from then on.
Yeah, perfect.
And then Beast for the SCR.
Beast.
You can play Hatch, you can play Kaioken. I haven't tried it with Kaioken, but I think just being able to be extra aggressive, untapping like your big guys as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And then crit pressure, bottom decking a life is just really important.
And I feel like this deck is more of an aggro than it is a defensive deck.
It is,
Like,
and
it goes off quite a lot.
yeah, it is, and that's why I kind of took out like the Revenge Big Bangs, because it's a 2-cost negate that untaps you and draws a card, but it's a dead card combo-wise, so I took it out. Z deck, you got your Z leader, so 3 or less life. It's got Overlord. It can place like cards that don't have Servant from under your field, so like the stuff you've taken from your opponent. I actually don't Z Awaken often in this deck. I find that you can finish the game before that's really a thing.
Yep.
But you can do that. I've got the lineup of like the Baby Z cards as well. So I'm running 2 of this guy and then 1 of this. When you play it, you Z stack this one underneath it and a Vegeta GT. You have to put a Vegeta GT under when you activate this for him to go on top.
Yep.
This guy here is just a barrier Z card. So like I said, I sit on that and I just have the Defending Friends live like as early as turn 2. On play, he looks at the top 7 for a Brainwash and puts on the field as well. So that's part of the reason why you awaken so early. When this card attacks here, you can basically eat one of your opponent's battle cards under the field.
Which is massive, yeah.
Massive. 1 Beerus, 2 Cell.
Yep.
I rarely play these. I honestly just play this and then just go into the battle cards.
Yeah.
By that point, your opponent's normally out of, you don't really need to play any of these, I should say. They only will come up if your opponent has a wide board of low energy stuff.
Yeah, most of the time though, you're eating it with this guy, right? On swings or not? Or Oob?
Yeah, like I honestly just focus on like hitting the board with like my servants if it comes down to that. But a lot of the time, if you're putting enough pressure on I don't know, I just attack leader and I win.
Just swing and you win. That's it.
Look,
I like
this card can always come up, so
Definitely.
it's always good to run it because if your opponent goes really wide with the low cost things and you don't have it, it feels bad. But it feels good when you eat like 4 cards.
Definitely. All right.
I've got a little bit of a side here. It's more so just... No, it's actually a pretty relevant side now. So this is what I took Oob out for. I put Oob in for, sorry. So yeah, it costs 2, untaps 2, it draws a card. So it's just more defensive if you need to go that route. But a 3rd Decisive Strike. 3 Shin. I haven't really messed around with the side too much, so I've just got like generically good stuff in it. 2 Koitsukai. 2 Krillins, just in case you're up against like a SS4 or a Beerus ramp.
Yep.
3 Borgos. I sided this in against the Android 21, and then the Decisive Strikes in this card just kind of like won me the game.
For sure.
This is just in there just in case you come up against like a yellow deck that just wants to attack with a leader, make it a double strike. You can just not allow them to counter.
For sure.
So it's just, that's it. That's
Always very good. Perfect. All right, cool. Well, there we go, guys. There's the Blue Baby that took out last week's locals at Joondalup. Remember, if you like this content, please subscribe, hit that bell to stay notified, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.